Okay, Mr. Ryder, you, from what I understand, are suing your ex-fiancé for $8,850, which is the value of an engagement ring that you provided her.
Correct.
And you, Ms. Heller, are countersuing Mr. Ryder for $10,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
For emotional distress. All right, so you start, Mr. Ryder.
Yes, I'm suing for the cost of the engagement ring that I purchased for her when we were engaged. When she broke off our relationship, I requested several times that she return the ring to me, and she refused to do so. In later communications, she explained to me that she had sold the ring.
Okay.
And that's it. I just would like to have the ring back.
You are from Alaska, and the jurisdiction is basically a no-fault jurisdiction, which essentially means they don't look at fault, but they look at who broke off the engagement, right?
Right.
So the person who broke off the engagement doesn't keep the ring. So who broke off the engagement?
Well, I did, Your Honor, but that is because I had found out that he has been married for 8 years while we were together. We have been together for 3 years. We were engaged for 1 year.
Wait. Is that true?
She was also already married when we met.
No. I'm asking you. Is that true? Are you still married?
I am married.
So then why did you propose to the defendant if you were married?
I am still.
You left that out.
I still am in a marriage that is a business. We are raising our children together. And
but how could you ever propose to somebody if you can't actually get married?
I fell in love.
Okay, all right. Why don't you tell me the full story, Mr. Ryder, because you left that out.
Well, I'd been married for 5 years. My wife and I were married because she got pregnant.
Okay.
And we wanted to keep the baby. She wanted to keep the baby, and I did what felt like the responsible thing, thinking that we could work things out, that we could have a marriage that was happy for both of us, but it wasn't. And I happened to meet.
And you have one child only?
We have twins.
Okay, twins.
Nicholas and Oliver, they're nearly 9.
Okay. And you guys have been married for how long?
8 years now.
8 years, okay. And you don't want to be in that relationship?
We are making things work. But I did not, when I met.
I know, but let's talk about before you met her. Did you have an intention on divorcing her?
I was not happy. At the time, I felt like I needed to do what was needed to for the stability of for my sons.
Okay.
To provide them an upbringing that I didn't want them to live in a broken home, to grow up with divorced parents. So I was trying my best to make the relationship work.
Okay. And then you met Ms. Heller.
And I met Ms. Heller, and I was head over heels the night I met her. It was a whirlwind romance. With the first night we met, it was like magic. She was married at the time.
Mm-hmm. Did she tell you she was married at the time?
Well, she was wearing a ring.
Oh, okay.
And we did talk about it.
Oh, so she told you she was married?
She told me she was married.
And you didn't tell her you were married?
And he wasn't wearing a ring.
But you didn't tell her? So did you volunteer information about that? Obviously you're wearing a ring, but did you volunteer information about your marriage?
He brought it up when he came up to me, and when we were talking, I was telling him that we were going through a rough time. We were separated. I was staying at my sister's at the time. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make this marriage work. That is until we had great banter. We were laughing. He kind of made me feel different. It was the polar opposite of my ex-husband.
Okay, so you guys had an instant connection.
We did.
Okay.
Undeniable.
Undeniable connection. And then what happened?
So he finally convinced me to take me out on a date. And we went on our first date. We went hiking to a picnic because it was during the pandemic. And he convinced me to start dating him. After our 5th date, he convinced me to get a divorce from my ex-husband. And so...
Wow. So you convinced her to get a divorce?
I wanted to be with her.
Wow. That was absolutely 100% selfish. So he himself is married with kids, hiding it from her. But she was upfront with him saying, yes, I'm married and we are working on things. We are currently separated. Didn't stop him. Not at all. He decided to pursue her and persuaded her to get a divorce from her husband so he can have her all to himself. There has to be a special place in hell for a person like that. I understand there could be different circumstances in life. Sometimes you meet the love of your life when you're not available or you're in a relationship you should not be in and things happen, but I don't believe this is the situation with this couple. He intentionally withheld information from her, something that he knew she would have said no to. I'm pretty sure if he opened up about him being married and having kids with another woman, this lady, the defendant, would have said, absolutely not. You figure your situation out first, and when you do, then give me a call. Maybe that what would have happened, but he did not give her a chance to make that decision. Back into the courtroom.
Okay, so you convinced her to get a divorce, and due to his urging, you divorced your husband?
Yes.
Okay, so divorce. So then how long did you guys date?
Well, 3 years total. May I say, Your Honor?
3 years total? You dated 3 years total?
We did.
You divorced your husband for him.
Yes.
Did you guys live together?
I rented a condo for her. Your Honor, may I add?
In the same city where you live with your wife and twins?
Across town.
Did you live together every day? How did that work?
I spent most weekends with her that I could.
Most weekends, okay.
Yes.
Weekends. And during the weekdays, he said that he was at work.
Were you at work?
I was at work.
Okay, but at nighttime you were with your wife and kids?
I was with my wife and kids.
Okay, and then you would leave on the weekends. What did you tell your wife and kids?
I told her that I had business that we were that my company was expanding. We'd been acquired, which was true, and that I had to do networking events on the weekends.
And your wife was okay with that, and you left almost every weekend.
She was used to me needing to travel for work.
Okay. Did it bother you that he was not with you on the weekdays?
Yes. It was kind of frustrating, but I figured it was just a part of his job, and we could get through this. Our connection was amazing. We were so in love.
So in 3 years, did you know what he did for a living?
Yes, he was a website editor for a financial firm, which
It's part of what I do. There's a lot more to it.
kind of confusing, but I trusted him. That's
Okay, because you were instantly in love with him. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So
Your Honor,
yes.
may I add, at the time we met, my wife had just been diagnosed with breast cancer. And so that added to the complexity for me. I couldn't, in good judgment, leave her with our children when she was going through all of that. She had just been diagnosed. She was in the process of getting a biopsy and having that evaluated. And there were, as our relationship progressed, there were multiple surgeries, a mastectomy. It's been a roller coaster. So it wasn't so simple as that I had a wife and her on the side. There was a lot of complexity to the situation and reasons that I needed to be there for my sons and be there for their mother. And it
very,
was
very, very noble of you. But the point is that you were married and engaged to somebody else. Did you ever meet her family, like her parents?
that was part of one of the issues that we were dealing with. Is she really wanted me to meet her parents? She wanted to set a wedding date. She wanted to choose a venue.
Of course, because you proposed to her, and it had been 3 years since you've been married. I mean, engaged.
I understand.
Why was that a problem for you? Why was that such a big deal?
It just felt very. It felt very definite, and I needed time. I needed time to work things out at home.
More times in 3 years? I mean, you couldn't figure out in 3 years? I mean, you were leading a double life, essentially. A double life.
But there were reasons for it.
You were leading a double life.
Your Honor,
it sounds like.
I'm sorry, he kept me in this condo, just waiting for him to come back. And when I wanted him to meet my family, I didn't see him. I only saw him once a month for 3 months. And I got so angry and depressed. And that's wasn't me with him. I was so happy when we got engaged. Your Honor, can I show you the evidence of the post of our engagement?
Mm-hmm. So then what happened What's this? Oh, this is.
I was the happiest I've ever been in my whole
You
life.
actually posted. You put
Well, I
yourself
didn't
on
po-
social media.
I didn't post that. She did. I
Did you
I
ever
just
plan on
knew
marrying
that I didn't
her?
want to lose her.
Did you ever? Well, but she's not an object. She's not a piece of furniture.
It's not my intention to talk about her like an object. What I meant was I didn't want to lose the relationship. It was magical.
Did you ever think about her, how she was feeling?
Well, of course I did.
And what did you think?
I was doing my best. I was doing the best I could in the situation I was in.
3 years. So, why did she break up with you?
Well, we were out again at Bitters, where we had met, the cafe and bar that we had met originally. I took her back there to sort of rekindle some of our old feelings, and it was a special night. And a coworker, coworkers had never come into this establishment before, but a coworker came up to me and said, "Oh, this must be Mary. Is this your wife?"
Wow, wow, wow. My mother always says, entre cielo y tierra no hay nada oculto. Between heaven and earth, you cannot hide anything. Wow.
I was just trying
so
to-
then you found out, Miss Heller, that he was married by a coworker.
Yeah.
Does your wife know what's happening?
I don't want her to know.
Then why sue her for the wedding ring? If you wanted people not to know what happened, that you were leading a double life, why sue her?
We have a lot of medical expenses, and the ring was expensive. It was almost $9,000, and we have medical expenses right now that our insurance doesn't cover, and I need some stability
You
for my.
found out you need some stability.
Oh, well, that's ironic. He needs some stability in his life, really. What do you know about stability? You just put this lady through living hell when she, for 3 years, thought she's in a relationship with someone who was deceiving her all this time, while his own family was going through some turmoil. Having a cancer diagnosis is very stressful. The woman was probably scared. She wanted her husband to be by her side, and he was leading this double life with a mistress, as we know now, a mistress, or you can call her fiancé, on the side. Absolutely despicable. Having said that, what were you thinking? You have a man who, although engaged to you, but he's not staying with you in a normal sense. He's always somewhere. During the weekend, he's with his family, although she didn't know it at the time, but no one works that much, especially a website developer. No, they usually stay home on their computer in the office. I don't believe they travel that much. And for her to just believe him for 3 years straight is something I just can't get through my head. There was nothing, there were no red flags, like something, no friends advising you, or even your parents, because she wanted him to meet her parents. That never happened. In 3 years? Really? That should be a huge red flag. Should have done her research. Although, to no fault of hers, but we women, we do have that intuition that usually tells us that something seems off. She just should have listened. Let's go back.
I'm not trying to undermine the situation your wife is going through in the least bit. She's an innocent person when it comes to this. I feel horrible she was lied to, because one day your kids are going to find out. They're going to know that you had a 3-year relationship with some other woman who was not their mother while their mother was suffering from breast cancer. The sacred family that you tried to protect one day will know what you did, and who knows how they will react, right? Who knows? So you found out that he was married, and what did you do?
I broke it off right away. I got all of my things from the condo, and I moved back in with my sister, and I couldn't believe it, and so I looked it up, and I found the marriage certificate of Anthony and Mary, and here it is.
I don't need to see that because I know they're married.
And it was the worst time of my life.
You met him, the person you thought was the love of your life, you dated, you were engaged for 3 years, and then you find out that it was all a lie.
Yeah. And so I went to therapy. I've been going to therapy. I went for 4 months, twice a week, and that was a total of $8,000, and my insurance did not cover it, and so I sold the ring for $3,500. I have the invoice right here.
That's not even half the cost of the ring.
Okay, well, I didn't know how much the ring was. and this is what they offered.
Well, you could have asked me. I was trying to text you.
And then how did you reach the $10,000 for emotional distress?
I had no intention of suing him at all. I never wanted to see him again. And I had every intention of keeping the ring and marrying him, and he gave it to me as a gift.
I understand that you have not been able to go back to work you were not able to go back to work for quite a while?
Yes.
From your doctor's letter?
That is correct.
Due to the severe anxiety, and you also suffered in your confidence, obviously, your medical diagnosis is pretty clear. Wow. How do you feel now?
I'm better. I'm taking it day by day, but being here right now is very hard. I cannot believe that he could do this to me and sue me when he has ruined my life. It's really hard because my whole life has been turned upside down. Everything was a lie.
All right.
My feelings weren't a lie.
I think you should stop with that. Honestly, really stop with that because, so let's be clear. So Alaska has a very, very clear statute on what happens with engagement rings, right? So as I explained before, the law says that the person who broke up the engagement does not keep the ring. Make sense? So since he did not break up the engagement, despite of the outrageous behavior of leading a double life, leading you on, lying to you, defrauding you, just basically putting you in a situation, in an unreal situation, the law says that he would still get it back. So based on that, yes, technically, you have to give him the ring back or the value of the ring. However, I do have a countersuit in front of me, Mr. Writer, and she's suing you for emotional distress. And people sue for emotional distress all the time. But what you have to really look at is the conduct, and also the standard is your actions. Were they an action? Was it a conduct that a normal, reasonable person or standards for human decency would say are wrong? Lying to her for 3 years, leading her on, picturing a double life, and never telling her the truth, to me, is out of the bounds of normal human decency. So based on the evidence, I find that the defendant met all of the burden for emotional distress. So based on the evidence, again, I will grant the plaintiff's claim for $8,850. I will also grant the defendant's counterclaim in $10,000. The plaintiff will have to reimburse the defendant $1,150 to equal her $10,000 claim.
Well, I just have to say it's too bad it happened in Alaska. Any other state would have ruled differently. And I do believe she shouldn't be held responsible for the engagement ring given the circumstances the whole engagement occurred. He lied to her from the very start. There is no way they could have gone through the wedding given that he's already married. So what was the point of giving the engagement ring to her? And to me, it sounds like it's not an engagement ring. It really is not, because he's already married. He cannot be engaged to anyone else at this point. That constitutes it a gift. And gifts, you just give for them to keep. I would not have called it the engagement ring, because engagement means you both are single, you are available for marriage. And the marriage didn't happen because she broke it off. The marriage didn't happen because he's already been married. He's been lying all together from the very beginning of this relationship. Therefore, it's not an engagement ring, it's just a gift, and she is free to do with it as she pleases. What did you guys think about this case, and what do you think of the judgment? Please put it in the comments below, and thank you for watching.